Graphing sine and cosine transformations can be really challenging. Here's a sine graph and a cosine graph. Those are the parent functions. You need to know them really well. And I drew a box around one complete cycle of both of them. Overall, what you're doing is drawing a box, and you're going to have one complete cycle in the box. So you're transforming the box, and I think it's easier than transforming all these different points. So the first thing you're going to do when you draw your box is draw the midline. And that's going to be based on your period and your shifting. If this is our first example, it's shifted up 1, and then we need to find the period. So we're going to use that b value of 1/2. Period, to find the period, we can do 2 pi divided by b, and that's 2 pi divided by 1/2. Multiply by 2 to the top and bottom, we get 4 pi over 1, which is 4 pi. Or we can think of it like there's 1/2 of a cycle in 2 pi, so there must be one complete cycle in 4 pi. My axis is labeled up to 2 pi. I need to label it up to 4 pi. So every other is another pi. I'm not going to label every single one. There's 4 pi. It's going to be all the way to 4 pi. And we didn't have to shift it horizontally at all. There wasn't a phase shift. We're going to draw the height of the box from the top and bottom from the midline based on the amplitude. The amplitude is 2. So we're going to count 2 up from 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. And 1 minus 2 is -1. Now we have the box, and we can label the key points inside the box. This is a cosine graph. And so cosine has a point at the top left, the top right, bottom middle. I'm going to label those. Top left, top right, bottom middle. And this wasn't reflected, so we're keeping those points the same. If it was, it would be switched. And then we have on the first quarter a point on the midline, and the third quarter a point on the midline. So here's our midline. First quarter is at pi in this case, and then we have it 3 pi. And this is one cycle that's accurate. And then from there, I'm just going to extend it on both sides because I know that the domain of sine and cosine is all real numbers.